Welcome to The Loop.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm so honored to be here this evening. I can't believe that you're allowing us to enter your living rooms or your phone rooms or your bathrooms. Wherever you are.
He wasn't going to say that tonight.
Oh. No.
Your skulls.
We are penetrating your skulls. We are the skull friends.
Nightmares? I don't know.
I see what you did there.
What?
I see it.
Okay. Welcome to The Loop. It's a talk show about video games. My name is Eric, and as always, I am joined by Kyle.
Hello.
And Jeremy is
Sometimes.
back. Jeremy's back from his sea adventures. He realized being a pirate was not for him. And, of course, Trevor.
Hi.
And, the man who mixes and the super producer is here as well, Mr. Kuipers.
Behind the curtains.
Oh, shucks.
Not this curtain.
His full name is Richard H. Kuipers. So we're glad to have Dick here. Everybody, everywhere, all across the world has gathered to watch the #1 talk show about video games in the galaxy right now.
Yes.
And that's what we're happy to, we can finally say that we are #1 in the galaxy. It's been proven that we're the funniest, we're the most entertaining, we're the most informative.
Objectively.
Although we aren't very good at successfully leaving the podcast for pirating. That's been proven as Jeremy is back.
Yes. Jeremy
just wasn't enough
is
booty
a
for
bad
you, was
pirate, and
I made it, to the Western Seas. That'd be the
Seas.
Pacific.
But there just wasn't enough booty?
There just wasn't enough booty for me. And, you can
Jeremy
only pirate
needs
so
his
long
booty.
alone.
You heard it here. Jeremy prefers the Midwestern booty rather than the
There's
California
more of it
booty.
around here. Let's be
I
honest.
love booty, California.
Oh man, the chat's already on fire. We've got 2 different cheers from Jolliver. One of them saying one for skull penetration. Crazy Legs is asking, will there be any royal wedding tub coverage this weekend?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we're not fancy enough. We didn't get the invite.
And I'm fresh out of tea and crumpets, Kyle.
Does anyone think that maybe she just thinks she's like in a movie? Like,
You mean
where
she
it's
just
not
thinks
real?
she's living the American Girl
You mean
fantasy?
Yeah.
You mean she's such a dumb person that she can't recognize the situation she's in?
I think
Is that?
she's an amazing actress.
Uh-huh.
I don't
do.
know about
I was
this
just-
situation to say anything.
Trevor's
Anyway.
like, what's this
Did anyone-
wedding?
did
Who's
anyone-
getting married?
Did anyone see the video of the prince at a baseball game, and like this baby kept stealing his popcorn?
I think I did see
That's
that.
great.
Actually, 'cause that's
Is that the
old,
one where the
isn't it?
prince goes, Johnny bit me?
No,
Oh.
no. It was endearing, but I'm pretty sure it was set up.
It was probably set up. It was an animatronic baby. It was like that Ally McBeal
That's
baby.
how that works.
The Ally McBeal dancing baby.
Oh my goodness, that thing! Oh, that thing!
Hey, technology's gotten better. Now it can steal popcorn
What
from
is that?
princes.
Mid 2000s, early 2000s,
that's late 90s, late
yeah, you're
90s, I
right.
think,
Oh my
Jeremy.
goodness, you're right.
That was like one of the first popular
It's like
animated GIFs.
98. Ally McBeal.
Oh, man. So,
I don't know if I like the way that you just said Ally McBeal.
Oh, that was.
Ally McBeal.
That's-
he had a
that's
crush
Hans
on
lady.
her.
I did not.
He had a crush
That
on
is
her.
not
Was
a
that a
fact.
TV show or a movie?
Well, did she marry Harrison Ford, or did they
Yeah.
just date?
I think they're married.
Are they
Maybe
still
they're not.
married?
They're still
Really?
together.
I feel like he's married a lot of people.
I don't think he's
No,
married a lot
he's
of people.
Maybe forced himself upon a lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, we
As-
don't, that's
as you
the
do
rumor.
when you're in
That's a
Hollywood, right?
rumor, I
Okay,
think. I think
well,
it's
see.
unsubstantiated.
Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, Callista Flockhart. He is married to her since
Well,
2010.
there you go.
Clarissa explains
Clarissa
it all.
explains it all.
That was a good show.
Um,
Nickelodeon. Nick. Nickelodeon.
Wow.
I like
He began
that show.
dating her in 2002, so they've been together for
So that was
quite a bit of time.
Post McBeal.
I don't know if that
Let's
was.
look at the
post
show
McBeal.
run. Just look
Yeah.
it up so we can settle
I
this.
feel like it was 5
Ally McBeal
episodes.
was 1997 to 2002.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, see.
We were both
Five
He said-
episodes? You mean 5 years?
I said late 90s. so.
No, what Harrison Ford said is, I'll marry you if you quit that show.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Maybe she was just...
I mean, she
Pretty
hasn't even
successful
hardly
show at the
acted
time,
since
wasn't
then,
it?
right?
Yeah, because it had that dancing baby.
Yeah.
It's the only reason people watch. All right, so after, Trevi91 says, who cares? It's not our country. Wow.
What?
Wait, what?
He doesn't. He says no one cares about the royal wedding.
Oh, the royal wedding.
I think
yeah.
the only way I would care about the royal wedding is if I was related to them.
And even then, it
And
would
even
be
then,
hard.
You
Probably
know,
wouldn't care.
there's talk about when the queen dies that they're just going to dissolve the royal family.
Sure. Over their dead bodies.
Well, that's how you
There'll
would do
be a
it.
power vacuum in England.
Wait, they're gonna.
What would they do?
They don't have
without the-
power. You know that, right, Trevor?
They're the king and queen, obviously.
There
They
is
have
no
power.
king. What are you
Oh,
talking
I know.
about? The king's been dead for 20, 30 years.
Which one of the princes will be king? They got to wait for the queen to die.
If the queen dies, doesn't
Long live the king.
doesn't is it George? Is that
Or Harry? No, Harry's the young one.
George
no,
Harrison.
George is Harry's father.
Oh.
He would be next in line.
Yeah, he might
Wait,
be.
isn't Harry next in line?
No, he's
oh, wait, George
like third.
Oh, George is the dad.
George
But by
is the
then,
dad.
but by then,
the
the
one that was
EU
married to
is going to
Princess
be one.
Diana.
Like all of Europe is just going to be the United Countries of Europe, right? The EU. That's what that stands for. No, I feel like that's.
Let me see if I can do some looking
Depends
up
on
here.
some which sci-fi you go by.
Maybe.
True.
I only have one king, the king of Wakanda.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
true. Yes.
That's the thing.
Which king is it, though?
I only bend the knee for the king of Wakanda,
I mean,
Killmonger. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my king.
Spoiler alert, he didn't win that fight.
But didn't he?
No.
I mean, they needed his
'Cause-
help again.
What?
Just saying.
What?
Never mind.
Crazy Legs comes in with a
story.
very plausible theory. I mean, straight out of the Obama is the Antichrist handbook. He thinks that Donnie Trump, which they're close, so he can call him that, is just going to declare himself the queen once she dies. So
It'll be huge.
I am your queen.
Yes.
It's kind of like when he said he was a Republican.
the best queen you've ever had.
Actually, that would be the brightest timeline, right? Donald Trump declares himself Queen of England.
That would be amazing.
Or my first act as queen is you're all going to stop talking stupid. Okay,
Gonna speak American.
it's going to be great.
We're gonna build a wall around the UK.
There's already that really big cliff.
Just around like England. They're
Cut off them Irish.
they separated from the UK, right?
I heard that supposedly the White Cliffs of Dover,
Why they got?
that's the big
Why they gotta be that
cliff
way?
inside the strait that separates them from
Why
the
they
rest
got to
of
be
the mainland.
straight? They're straight and white. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
You can only talk about stuff you're comfortable with. I see.
well, we don't know. It's actually shrimp poop. Yeah,
What?
it's like
Where
it's
are
like
we going?
billions of years of shrimp poop built up.
No, it is not.
No, I'm serious. Look it up.
No, it is
I'm
not.
serious.
Wait, I missed the first.
White Cliffs of Dover.
Oh, No, they,
It's like shrimp poop.
I think it. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I
I watched the show on it.
So. I was. I don't know. I was trying to lightly agree with you without sparking.
Kyle's trying to fact check me.
Yeah, I went to Wikipedia.
That's
I
always
did
real.
find shrimp, and there is nothing.
That's because you didn't look it up right. Your Google
I mean, look up
sucks.
crustacean fecal matter.
Joe, forgive.
Yeah,
gave us
nothing.
3 cheers.
Three cheers for shrimp.
for shrimp poop.
3 bits for shrimp.
Yeah, where on earth did you find this?
Jeremy just hears things on Facebook and goes, "That sounds good."
That sounds right.
Kangaroos in Wyoming.
Skeletal remains of
Yeah.
plankton. I was close.
Oh.
It's not their poop; it's their skeletons.
I was
Whatever.
gonna say the Great Barrier Reef is supposed to be made of.
The souls of your
and it's
ancestors.
skeletons of tiny algae.
I said plankton. Duh. The second time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was close.
Who's made out of shrimp poop and lives on... Never mind.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shrimp Bob poop pants. It's good that we can have these very high level,
Definitely video game related talks.
white
It comes
glove
full circle
conversations
because
about
I was
world.
trying to get there, on my skiff and didn't make it. So
Man, you sailed
During-
across the Atlantic?
yeah, and I
Skip.
started in the Pacific, so that's what makes it amazing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so to answer the question from earlier, Prince
But the Earth is
Charles
flat.
is the next in line,
that
followed
would make
by
sense.
Prince
He's old.
William, and then the three of his children.
What about George?
And then Henry. I think I was wrong on George.
George is-
his name is actually Charles. I had the name wrong.
Charles is not.
George
gonna be
was George was.
Why isn't George going to
Elizabeth's-
be a king then?
who?
Why can't why can't Charles be a king?
He would be if
Oh.
the Queen died.
How is she still alive?
I don't know. She's
Almost 100 years old.
Dark
right?
magic.
yeah.
It's true. It's the.
Did you ever
the White
did you ever
Walkers.
play
But yeah.
Fable 2?
Prince William looks
yeah.
like an accountant, like one that would embezzle money. That's what he looks like. That's my story.
Crazy Leg says one day when Jeremy is on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and the question, what are the cliffs of Dover made of? A, shrimp poop. B, human poop. C, toothpaste. D, Regis Philbin. You'll all be sorry.
Oliver says stem cells. That's what they're made.
That's how she lives so long.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What else?
Jeremy wins again. You're the next millionaire.
Also, the cliffs of Dover.
I
are made
almost
out of
met the
stem
queen
cells.
when I was a teenager.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh boy.
It's true.
Was she attracted to you? Is that what
No,
this? That's where the story's
No,
going, right?
I was at her summer castle,
is this-
and we were performing a concert there, and she was invited
Wait, Jeremy, I
to
gotta know.
attend, but she did not show up.
Is
I'm
this-
not kidding.
Is this before or after you invented the question mark?
This is real stuff here. This is real stuff. You guys don't believe me ever, and it's totally real.
Before me, they couldn't have the literary form of a question. That's neat. What did you slip her your number?
Told you she didn't show up.
What?
She was invited
She
to the
didn't
concert.
show up
and
for
she
a bunch of
didn't show
American
up.
kids singing in her
I
country.
know.
You are one pathetic loser.
It's a true story.
Oh.
I've been everywhere. Yeah.
I don't know. Do we want to answer that question or not?
Not everywhere.
What Crazy Leg says? If Jeremy made it with the Queen, could he have sired the next king of England?
If I had, yes, that would be a true statement. The if is the most important part.
It would still technically be behind the Prince of Wales, Charles.
I mean, how many
True,
years ago?
based on
I mean,
age.
she's almost 100 now. Like, would she have been able to conceive at this point? I mean,
I don't know. There's been women who have had babies in their 70s and 80s.
Really
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the more children,
It's all based on how frequently they
in the Bible.
have their menstruation cycles.
Oh, we should dive into this.
No,
That
I mean,
sounds pleasant.
because
yeah, I guess
the
go
average
on.
woman has 400 in their lifetime.
They have 400 eggs.
Yeah, so they have roughly 400 menstrual cycles.
Oh, yeah.
Most women, it's 28 days on average. Some women, though, it extends to every 6 months or a year.
So they're super women,
Well,
and then they have extra babies.
it just means that they have the potential to conceive over more years.
Do you know platypus lay eggs?
They do. They do.
There you go. Also, they tend to use
Pivot, that was
birth
called.
control in order to regulate.
I feel like you
Wait,
told me to turn your
why
mic
do-
up, and I did that, and that was a mistake.
I feel like
Saying.
platypus don't use birth control. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a myth
I
and
feel
fake
like
news.
That one might be a
news.
myth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds weird, yeah.
But I hear they have a difficult time performing the consummation biologically they're
You know, I don't think I really
Function.
want to talk about this.
is
great.
awkward. We should make a game out of it.
A game? Wait. No.
So
Don't ask more questions, Kyle.
So do platypus use an IUD or what? What are they?
IUD.
Is that a weapon of mass destruction?
Or are they?
boy,
Are
you
they on the
mean-
pill?
I don't know.
That's okay. All right.
All right.
I hear it's in the algae. I don't know.
They use They use shrimp poop as birth control. Okay.
That's right.
They build up a little dam.
It's white.
Those are beavers that build dams. Dental dams.
Oliver keeps throwing bits at us for random things. He just threw 4 at us saying, ask more questions, Kyle. So, Jeremy, how does the platypus mate?
That I have
Please
to
show
look
us
up,
an
and I really don't want
educational. This has become an educational show. National Geographic for kids.
Jeremy, for $1,000 from Crazy Legs. This is from Crazy Legs. How many menstrual cycles does the average British lady have in her life?
Well, he's
A,
wrong on
100.
every single one of
B,
them.
1,000. C, 10,000. D, shrimp poop.
He's wrong on every single one. Every
Definitely shrimp
single
poop.
one.
D, shrimp poop.
Oh, my.
As we're famously known across the galaxy, this is a talk show about video games. I couldn't be happier than to spend the first 15 minutes of the show discussing video games.
It's true. It's the greatest game of all.
Teddy's not watching tonight, but I've got one little headline for you, Teddy. They're not making Vita games anymore, so
Oh, no.
sorry about that.
The
Looks
end
like,
of the
I mean,
world
they
as you
might
know
make
it.
software, like downloadable only versions, but they quit production of the actual carts. So
Yeah, I did hear that Stardew Valley is actually still planned to come out for Vita eventually,
well, there you go,
which
Teddy.
is crazy. I mean, it's great for Vita owners, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like that would be a great game. Mutiny
Oh,
Teddy,
Teddy is here. I missed
Oh,
you.
okay.
It's a lie. No, it's not a lie. They're not. Oh, what? Stardew Valley, or that they're discontinuing the creation of the games?
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, because we know things. We're official. We're on the internet.
Yeah, they're not making the games anymore. So they're gonna.
I'm kind of shocked they still make them.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make the. But I mean, they could still have like indie releases and smaller
Yeah.
titles
And-
probably
and-
released in the store.
But they, I mean, you know that they're gearing up towards stopping games at some point in the next few years because they're not going to be providing any more PlayStation Plus games starting next March or something. So
They better step up their value of the other ones.
Well, I would just. I mean, yeah. I would say that I would like to say that the Vita is definitely the most. I'd say one of the most, if not the most, beautiful handheld gaming devices ever made. So
Yeah.
I will still give it that. But
It was a great system. I loved it,
you just.
but I just never
Sorry,
use it anymore.
it's not
Teddy
fake
keeps
news.
saying, "Don't believe this fake news."
I'm sorry,
Teddy.
Teddy. It's hard to let go of things. But if you love them, you will let them go.
And if they come back to you, then they're yours. If they don't come back to you, it was never yours to begin.
So what you need to do is take all your Vita games in your hand and just throw them over a bridge. And
You're
if
not
they
supposed
come,
to own people.
if they
Kyle.
come back,
Games.
Oh,
yeah, we're talking about.
It has nothing against.
If you love something, let it go.
Yeah.
and if it comes back to you, it loves you too. Not it's yours.
One time I had a.
No, it's yours.
Oh
this
my
reminds.
goodness.
This
Oh my
reminds me
goodness.
of. This
That's
reminds.
not love, Kyle.
This reminds me of Leonardo, my pet turtle from the 4th grade, and he smelled bad. And I would catch some grasshoppers with my friend Jordan, who lived next door in the trailer park. And then we would feed him grasshoppers all day until his little bucket was filled. And then he would make my room smell really bad at night.
The
because-
turtle would.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And then I got tired
Too
of
much
cleaning
turtle
his
poop.
cage. And so my parents said I had to take him back to the lake where I found him. And so I went back to the lake and I was sad. And then my dad said, "Well, if he comes back, you can keep him." And I said, "Yes, Father." And then I placed Leonardo into the water, and he swam out into the water. And about halfway, the way distance from me, he popped his little turtle head out of the water and he looked back at me as to say, I hate you.
Never coming back. Stupid grasshoppers.
Terrible evil giant.
I cannot believe that the day came that you released me from this torturous life I have lived inside of a glass cage for your pleasure. And then he kept swimming, and I never saw Leonardo again.
He preferred crickets, by the way.
So if you love something, let it go, and then you will realize you're a terrible person is the moral of the story, because you held it against its will.
Exactly.
Never mind. That's all I wanted to talk about. So yeah, they are discontinuing the production of Vita games. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but you know what they are going to make? Stalker 2. Is that right, Trevor?
Yes. So I don't know if anybody else has ever played the Stalker games. I played a few of them.
Do you like first-person shooters?
Yeah, their first-person open world shooters that are like horror, and they're really weird, and they had kind of low production values, but they were super fun though. They had really good atmosphere, and I don't know, they were kind of a cult classic first. But nobody thought they were going to make another one.
Wait,
there are games that are inspired by it.
How many are there?
3.
So why is this one Stalker 2?
Because the other one, there was Stalker something.
Shadow of Chernobyl.
Yeah, and then Clear Sky, and then but it's not going to be coming out for a while. But this one is the full Stalker 2. I'm really excited about it just because
2021.
They're kind of they're very similar to the now I can't think of
Metro.
They're very similar to Metro, except more they're open world. A little bit different in some ways, but like they're both like Russian, like horror, like
Ukrainian,
radioactive
get it
stuff.
right.
Or Ukrainian, I can't remember.
Just saying.
Obviously this one, I mean, yeah. But no, I'm really excited. It's the same developer too, which I had thought they had like disbanded or something, that they were no more, but I guess.
Also, that Canadian Walmart was wrong. It looks like Gearbox has come out and said, no, Borderlands 3 will not be at E3. Is this correct, Trevor?
Yeah, they said that that's not going to be at E3, so that makes me sad. But hopefully
But what if they do a special press conference
they'll probably say
immediately
something
after?
E3, and then they're like,
it wasn't at E3.
See, we were right.
Faked you out.
yeah,
Saying
we're
it can
like,
happen.
we aren't going to have no Canadian Walmart showing us up. They were upset about that.
I would think they'd be announcing it soon, but yeah, I guess
Maybe they're just not going to make another Borderlands game. But it would be funny if it came out the same time as Rage 2.
Yeah, that would
Because
be
that's
really
what happened
funny.
last time, right? Didn't they come out like at the same day?
Similar?
I
don't
think they
remember.
came out the same
Did they?
day.
That'd be why I confused
yeah.
them so much.
Which it looks like with this new announcement of Rage 2 that they've kind of tried to maybe harness a little bit of that Borderlands energy.
The weirdness.
That kind of quirkiness. I mean, I don't know. The thing that I'm excited about with this is that the first Rage, I really liked the game, and it wasn't revolutionary, but you had that cool fidget spinner knife you could throw at people, but it took itself really
Full circle.
seriously. But now I think it's just it looks like they're maybe lightening it up a little bit, some more bright colors. But let's see the announcement trailer, Kuipers, if you could roll that footage, because I feel like this is when they. So after the Canadian Walmart leak, where they leaked like 40 games,
and then they went through and were like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you picked the wrong font and everything."
yeah. So and then they kind of were playful on Twitter. They went ahead and released their announcement trailer, and then they're like, "Okay, but then we're going to release a gameplay trailer." But this announcement trailer, let's watch it a little bit if we can. Maybe if Kuipers can figure out how to click play on a video, we'll.
The amount of power we give him.
Oh gosh, that's loud. But it just seems like it's a little more. At least this seems a little more silly. There's the fidget spinner boomerang knife.
Vape clouds.
There's a lot of colored vape, is what I'm kicking up, and then there's just more color to the aesthetic. Where before it was just drab and brown.
It's almost like they're trying to be comedic.
Jolliver says blank, black
Fixed
screen.
it.
So, yeah.
I think for me, having not played the first game and not really knowing a whole lot about it, maybe this doesn't seem as extremely ridiculous to me as to you having played it.
What are you talking about? I don't have a clue what that even means.
The announcement video.
It doesn't look as bizarre. As
it doesn't look as bizarre or as weird having not played the first.
It has nothing
Rage
to do
game.
with seeing the first one. It just is stupid. Is all. It just looks dumb.
It looks to me like it is like
It's showing you the
It
characters.
has
it's not
absolutely
showing you
nothing
anything
to
else.
do with me playing the first game. I'm just talking about the aesthetic and of them hiring a bunch of actors to dance around and do stupid things with vape clouds and mohawks. Like, it has nothing to do with Rage. It just looks dumb. Is all I'm saying.
It's like, I don't know,
I don't know what.
grunge punk type.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's silly.
I don't know.
It's playful.
It seems like it's a more lighthearted Mad Max. That's what I took from it.
Sure, but it looks. I mean, you got to admit that looks stupid, though. That announcement trailer looked ridiculously stupid. Like, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I mean that in the nicest way possible. Like, in a good stupid way. Like, it was dumb in an enjoyable way. But that's, I don't know. You liked it, is what you're saying, Kyle.
Maybe it was just the Andrew WK that sold me on it. But that's just because I enjoy Andrew WK.
Okay, I'm not going to go ahead and waste any time arguing the way your neural connections work, because that's just a weird argument in general. But I'm just going to let you.
I can like something that you don't like.
No,
That's
I'm not
the way
saying that, but it's just a
not
weird
allowed.
excuse to like it because of the music when we're talking about the aesthetic of the thing that we're seeing, and you're like,
I
well,
don't know.
All he saw
I like
in
it
his ears.
because Andrew WK.
I saw a bunch of stuff that looked like it could be fun, and that's what they're trying to sell. So I'm in.
That would be like witnessing a violent crime on the internet that was live streamed. But you know what? I like the band that was playing in the background.
Didn't you know every YouTube video that has music?
Yeah,
The first question is always, "Who's the soundtrack?"
Yeah, what
that's
song
always
is this?
That's always
That's
the first
true.
question.
Everyone
I'm
wants
sorry.
to know who the.
So, anyways, let's
soundtrack
watch
is.
the gameplay trailer because I feel like this is going to be a little bit better representation of what the game is going to be.
I guess I also realize that an announcement trailer or something that's not actual gameplay is not a representation of the game itself.
I know,
anyway,
but they should just stop.
Yeah, it
doing
is
It's a
supposed to make you
stupid
feel like
practice.
that's what you'll feel like.
Can you
in
full
the game.
screen it, Kuipers?
I
Or
think
does that
that's
not
gonna.
Or does that break
Don't mess
stuff?
it up.
Let me try.
Break it. Break it.
It's broken.
Oh, it works.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
exit.
All right, so this is actual gameplay, and I barely watched a little bit of this at the top of the show.
When the asteroid hit,
Oh no, an asteroid.
billions were gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Those are bad though. Hey Kuipers, can you move the mouse up so we don't have to look at that menu? Thank you.
Well, only we see
Alliances
it.
formed.
I know, but I didn't want to see it.
Territory
Okay.
was conquered.
Territories.
Hey,
Oh, we're
that,
getting
No one
story.
left alive to tell you no.
so
This wild, wide open.
So it is
place,
Mad
if you wanted
Max.
Something bad enough,
okay, well here's the theory going
it was
around.
yours for the taking.
Is there's a lawsuit going on with Warner Brother right now and the creator of Mad Max, the movie, because they were supposed to make another movie, right? But now that this lawsuit happened, it's probably not gonna. The trailer or the movie is probably not gonna happen.
That's too
But
bad.
they're thinking that Avalanche, since they made the first Mad Max game, maybe some of this stuff was from wasn't actually planned on being a Rage game, but
But it came from content for the
Yeah.
Mad Max 2.
but
Oh,
Makes
so
sense.
there's supposed to be a sequel game or sequel movie of Mad
Both.
Max? Okay.
but they're saying that this could have been stuff from the sequel to the game that they
Interesting.
pivoted. But the only thing is, looking at this gameplay,
So
it looks pretty
multiplayer, right?
Looks
That's what
pretty
that looked like.
specific to.
Yeah, it doesn't look very Mad Max.
Yeah, it looks specific
I mean-
to this.
In a general sense, yes, but it looks really like
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm not sure where you're seeing multiplayer. This is not.
Yeah.
This was never a
No,
multiplayer
This
game.
doesn't look
but-
like
I don't know, it
multiplayer.
looked like some of this
No,
area
this looks
here
like
could
this is
be
kind of
perfect for that.
set up as one of those where you just kind of run through and just destroy
and it's
everything.
an open world game, and I mean, you
It
figure.
looks like it could have,
I'm not saying it won't, but I don't think that was multiplayer footage. I don't think, but it could have been. I know, but I'm just saying, like, the first game was single player open world gameplay.
I'd
so.
bet they'd focus on single player for this
Yeah.
one.
I don't know. We'll
Looks
see.
fun.
Yeah,
It looks like a lot of fun.
the aesthetic looks cool.
Crazy says smoldering DirecTV dishes and guy crying in the corner. I guess Bill Nye was right about global warming.
Teddy says that Rage was multiplayer, so I must be wrong about that. I
Was
just
it?
didn't
Are you
play
sure?
multiplayer, but I didn't think it was.
Oh, they did have like a weird, like it was like a side thing. It wasn't even part of it. It was just a weird, like.
Well, it just looked like a
Can
couple
we
of parts.
paint
can we trust anything that Teddy's saying? He was calling us fake news earlier.
Multiplayer. Rage has 2 multiplayer modes: Road Rage and Wasteland Legends.
Well, they're going to do a battle royale, obviously.
Up to 4 players complete in a free-for-all match. So it was like a 4-player.
It was
It was like on
Mario
arena,
Kart
arenas
battle mode.
and stuff,
But
yeah.
think about it. They could use their maps and do a battle royale. That could be
That would be
sweet.
kind of cool, actually.
I mean, not everything has
I'd
to
play
be a
it.
battle
not
royale.
everything has to be battle royale.
But they do now.
I tell you what, though, I am very excited to see what Rockstar cooks up for Red Dead's battle royale mode. I think that'll be really cool.
If there's a battle royale mode.
Everyone shows up in horses. So
I'm
yeah,
pretty sure
why
there's
would
that.
that feels like that does just
Everyone
I
jumps
don't
off
know.
the train.
I mean,
I don't know how they'll deal with some of those issues, but I mean,
But the train flies.
Yeah, I don't. Did they have a release date on that trailer?
air
If
balloons.
Anybody knows?
no, I don't think so.
Don't think they did.
That would work, right? Hot air balloons?
So maybe we'll see
It's
more
period
of
specific.
this at E3.
We're like a month away from E3.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have real people dressed up like
So-
that on stage.
So Kyle, now that you've seen both trailers, where do your feelings align? Because I don't think did they use Andrew WK in the
They
second
did.
trailer?
They did.
Okay, so
I
does
like the
that-
second trailer better.
You did. Now
Yes.
why though? Because was it a different song?
No, I think it was the visual aesthetic that drew me in more on that one.
Okay, cool. I'm curious to see where they go with that. I think this is the sequel that nobody expected. Was
Yeah,
not, I don't know.
The first one didn't sell that well. It
Well, it looks like they
okay,
got quite a
but
bit
not that
into
well.
it. I mean, it.
Yeah,
It
I'm really
looks pretty
excited
good.
to see. I mean, it and Avalanche.
It almost seemed like at least as far as the attitude, and maybe I'm completely off, but the attitude and the way that they're shooting seems like just a completely bonkers taking Doom and just making it like, hey, let's put it in just this absolute crazy abstract type of environment where, you know, hell isn't being ripped open, but you're just going to destroy any and everything that's coming at you as well. That's kind of what it looked like to me, and that I can get behind.
Okay.
Great. You guys are great at conversing.
Well, there's one.
I was waiting for someone else to. I'm
I mean,
looking
I
up
guess
some
I feel
sales
like
numbers.
this is a pretty, like, well done, like.
Are you saying Doom wasn't well done?
No, I'm saying the environment. I guess that's
Yeah.
what I was stuck on. Like, I don't think this is far out there. I think this is a very standard post-apocalyptic, stylized.
Correct, but it looks like some of
Waterworld
the
meets Mad Max meets.
I didn't see any
whatever
water.
else.
it looks like some of the
No.
action in it
Still though, Waterworld.
Dystopian.
Anyway.
Yeah, I get it.
had that bro Doom feel a little bit, with just tons more chaos going on around you.
Yeah, it sold like over. I mean, 2.3 million copies when it was released. So
Rage or Doom?
Rage.
So some people played it, Kyle.
I mean,
I
Doom.
didn't say no one
I
played
was the
it.
one who said
That was
Oh,
what Trevor
okay.
said. But Doom, I mean, Doom sold
Pretty sure
roughly.
I played it.
Doom sold about 3.6 million. The 2016 release of Doom. So I mean, it's not that far off from like a AAA game like sales
guess.
numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no GTA.
I just didn't remember
but
hearing that much stink about it, but I guess.
I mean, I heard a lot when it came out because it was an id game and Carmike was behind it. So they were like, hey, this is like going to be the best looking 360 game ever because this is our new engine we're showcasing. This is like, so it was like a big deal at that time.
Did you say there was another game that it came out with that you
Borderlands
got it confused?
2.
Borderlands.
I bet you
the
that's
original Borderlands? I mean,
that's probably
that's
part
what
of the
Trevor
reason.
got it confused with.
Yeah.
when he bought it.
That's for some reason when I bought it, I don't know why.
You bought Borderlands thinking
I
it was
bought
Rage.
Borderlands thinking it was Rage, yeah.
And then you were pleasantly surprised.
Well, actually, I initially was disappointed, and I didn't like Borderlands. Then I picked up Borderlands 2, and I loved it. I ended up going back and playing some of the original
Wow.
Borderlands.
But I wonder if there was some of that in reverse with people picking up Borderlands instead.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, that's a tough one to compete against too, with as well as that series
they're
has done.
Really different games. though, too.
They are, but I mean, like you said, if it's something that you get confused with, or they come out at the same time and they've got enough similarities that it's that kind of out there stuff with post-apocalyptic and everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think the original Borderlands definitely had more like recent sales success. Like, I mean, I think because of the success of 2,
Sure.
Yeah.
people went back and played it again. I mean, because it sold well over 4 million copies, where Rage was around 2 million. But I think a lot of that was probably later. So I don't think that was initial sales. Where I think once people played Rage, it was kind of like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. I like what it potentially looks like. It could be good. I don't know.
Well, and I like the customization of your car from the original, and I'm excited to see what they do with this one.
Yeah, maybe you could have a whole fleet of automobiles.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Then you have to have garages everywhere.
Garages?
No, you don't.
Or they do it. They do it more like. Did you ever play the Mad Max game?
No.
It was like that was what I liked about the Mad Max
Why
game.
did you say it that way, Jeremy? Like you?
It was a really good
never
game.
Because that was
consider
a
playing-
dumb-looking game like God of War.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. No,
People at home can't see
They
that
look
face.
very different.
I did really like Mad Max though, because it was like your car was such a essential part of the game, and it just felt really nice. That's why like I don't mean to talk about Red Dead again, but that's why I'm excited about, because Red Dead, they're talking about how the horse is going to be more like you'll have
pain in
like,
the butt is what it's going to
kind
be.
of a
be
pain in the
steam
butt. But
powered.
I like the
Oh.
way, because your long guns are going to be on your horse, and your horse is going to have that kind of that Legend of Zelda thing to where Breath of the Wild, where he won't respond to you from an infinite distance. And like I don't know, I like the idea of the horse.
But what
being
happens
more,
when the horse ticks you off? Can you still
You
walk
shoot
him
it.
off the edge
Well,
of a
And you
then
cliff?
at
skin
that-
it.
It'll be really bad, because then you'll have to retrain a horse. Because like the more your horse relationship develops, your relationship with your horse develops. If you whistle for it, it'll do it from a longer distance.
I'm gonna kill my
Oh,
horse.
that
I know
scares
it.
me because of how many times my horse did actually die. Not that I intentionally
Yeah.
killed my horse, but the amount of times that my horse died.
Well, and hopefully they'll be smarter this time around, where they won't just run off cliffs like they did sometimes.
You heard it here first, folks. Trevor thought
Smarter
that they were
horses.
not very smart
Oh, they
with
weren't
Red
very
Dead
smart.
Redemption.
Dumb
I loved that
horses.
game, but yeah, sometimes the horses were pretty dumb. But yeah,
We'll find out soon-ish. October's not that far away.
No.
It'll be
No.
here soon, Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
I keep telling you that every week just to try to console you.
Trevor, there's other games out there to play until then.
I mean,
Not many.
nothing's gonna compare
But-
though.
Hey, I mean,
compares.
you got you
Oh boy.
Nothing compares.
you got Spider-Man and Tomb Raider in September to hold you over.
No,
I
I'm
know,
excited
but that's
about this
September. That's,
That's
only a month
September.
away
You're
from
right.
October.
You're right.
Yeah.
one. It won't hold me over for this though.
Let's
You're gonna
see.
rush through those
Why
games
could-
because you want to be done with them before.
Why couldn't
this
they have
comes
spread
out.
those out over the summer? That would have been nice.
What's wrong?
Yeah.
That's not
Game
how they do
developers.
games.
That would have been really nice.
Christmas
couldn't you have-
purchase time.
Scheduled it a little bit closer.
Grandmas start buying in October.
Grandmas. Is that how it
Parents
works
start
now?
buying in November.
They should have set.
So they have to get the
scheduled
games
think-
out there in the
I
stores.
think he's thinking of grandmas as 80-year-olds still.
Mine is that old.
Grandmas are younger. A lot of grandmas are younger than 80.
Yeah, thanks
I'm
to the
aware of that.
the Murray
What's- what- how-
Povich show.
Where did I
Yes.
put age? Where did I
I'm just
specify
it
age?
just-
Okay.
I'm
Anyways.
just saying they tend to buy Christmas presents earlier because they're thinking about it sooner.
Okay. All right. I don't know that. Is that like still a plausible
I don't know.
argument for game sales anymore? Like,
Yes.
I don't think it is. I think it's about the fiscal quarters and when they want to release it as close as they can to the end of their fiscal quarter, so they can report it as report all the high sales numbers. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it does have to correlate with the end of the year. Like, if it can be around Christmas time, that's an
sales
advantage.
is always an advantage.
But if that was the only reason, they wouldn't release these huge games in February at
Yeah.
the end of that quarter.
That's true, but that's because those games weren't developed fast enough, and that's the next best
Nah.
thing.
And let's be
I
honest,
don't
most
think so.
grandmas aren't buying kids actual games. If they're buying them anything, they're buying them a Xbox gift card or PlayStation gift card.
That's only
Unless-
because the kid told them to.
Grandma's cool. Or you cut out like a picture of it, and we're like,
Yeah.
this is why I want Grandma, and then she like brings you a PlayStation 3. She got a pawn shop.
Yeah.
Grandma,
And,
I
like
want-
one of those Chinese games that are like based off of a movie, but not the real movie.
Yeah.
I got to circle back here for a second to Red Dead. Jolliver says, Mr. Ed Dead Redemption.
Oh, that's a sad game.
That's a really sad game.
What?
It's the redemption though. So if it's the
a horse.
no, if it's the redemption, it's you bringing the horse back.
That horse is Mr. Dead.
Something.
I love the place this show goes.
BD, what are our grandmas buying lately? You need to let us know.
Yeah.
Crazy Legs wants to know what grandmas are buying.
What are grandma's buying?
What should we invest in? Because obviously you want to invest in the last generation purchasing things.
They're obviously buying him lunch.
All right, you heard it here. Invest in Subway,
Yep.
Eat fresh.
the favorite place for grannies to take Trevor's on dates.
Yep.
Are you not arguing with me? So all of these
Yeah.
things I say
Sure, yeah.
are true.
This segment and all of Trevor's dates brought to you by Subway.
Eat fresh. So speaking of games coming out, if you pay an extra $20, you can play that one game, Strike Dead.
State of Decay.
State of Decay 2, or you can play it on Tuesday for $30.
Like a sucker.
I would say
mean,
that a sucker I think is paying $20 extra
I
to
mean,
play it
Kyle-
4 days early.
Kyle, you get DLC.
Yeah, you're paying for
like
the
a-
DLC.
You get the DLC.
Spoken like
Hey,
a true sucker.
I'm just gonna say, remember how awesome that worked out for you guys with what was that Forza Horizon 2?
I gotta
Or was
be
that
it.
Talking
3?
about
I finished that game 3 days before you.
It's Forza Horizon 3. When did you get all those cards or the cars? They didn't come in right away, did they?
What?
Forza Horizon
No,
3.
but we got a bonus doubler, so at the end of every race, we
Yeah,
got way more
that's what
bonus
made it
points.
worth it.
yeah.
Points.
Yeah, that game was cool, and it was
Whatever.
worth paying more.
Yep.
Honestly, yeah. Like
Wrong.
I said before, I didn't even realize paying more got it to you earlier.
Trevor was
I just wanted
like,
the DLC.
I just
Trevor
want to
just
buy
always
one.
spends more money.
Wait, there's a $6,000 version of this game?
I'll buy it.
That's only for Star Citizen.
And they're like,
And he's only done it twice.
you get nothing. But the notoriety of telling people you bought it.
But the second time he spent that much money, it's because the toilet on his ship flushes.
This game actually sounds really cool and really stressful at the same time. I've really been into Frostpunk lately. I know Trevor did a stream of that Monday. Check it out on YouTube now.
In a second.
Why are you serious, Trevor? What is wrong with you?
You forgot to save it?
Nobody's gonna watch it right now anyway. We're watching. The
I
show,
know, but
so.
they could have watched it yesterday. It takes like 5 minutes to export it and bake a thumbnail. All right, now that Trevor's public shaming is over,
Is it over?
Trevor! Gosh. Some simple things. I mean, they're just so difficult for some people.
I don't want to pull out this laptop to do it because this laptop's been really slow. So
Oh no.
It's been slow. Then why didn't you do it on a computer? That's not
because
slow.
I didn't want to have to bother you with a code again.
Oh.
So
Well, you can bother me if you need a code. All I have to do is give you a code. All right, so this game, like I mentioned Frostpunk because that's kind of a resource management thing, and this is more. This is kind of in that vein, except it's like
more direct control, less.
Yeah, you get to control a character. It's not the only character. You can kill that character, and you have to. It's permadeath. You have to control another person in your little. What'd you call it? A colony, or I mean, it's
yes.
pretty small. But yeah, you kind of control. I think it's like a maximum of 6, at least in the beginning of the game. Like that's 6 people in your little hut. But you got to monitor everything. They get exhausted, and you got to take care of them. You got to, they can have they can slip a disc or dislocate a shoulder and be
Or
out of
get
the game
depressed.
for a while. Yeah, they can get sad. They can fall off billboards, and then they have to take time to heal.
Don't let them fall off billboards.
I mean, there's just a lot of things that can happen in this game. They can get the
The blood plague.
the blood plague. That's the word I was looking for, and then that's real bad because then they'd turn to zombies.
Yeah, I'm really excited to do this. I think some of the co-op could be really fun, but honestly, if they would have just done a more polished version of the first game, I would have loved it. But the co-op is just going to be like the icing on top. So
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the co-op plays out. Is that like someone will join
Yeah, I
your
think they
thing, or will they be in the world and like? Because it's not like, hey, because I
I
think
think you have to invite them or something.
in my mind it would almost be kind of cool if it was possible, like that your world existed on a server to where other people could be on there and they could also like not help you, like, you know, kind of like humans are the real bad guys in these zombie things.
Yeah.
And like they could like attack your outpost and steal your stuff, but I don't think
that's not
how
the
it works.
case.
Yeah.
I think they all have to directly join you. I think they might take place one of your survivors. I can't remember.
Yeah.
That would make
yeah.
sense. That's the traditional.
Yeah, so they can help you out. But it is a cool game how, like, you know, you kind of build up the stats of this person that you're playing with, and you can lose them, and that's it. But there's a lot of different, like, modifiers that you can collect, and like, I've heard that there's, like, for instance, yeah, you got to get medicine to, like, take care of your people if they get sick, but you can find, like, an upgrade that will heal them passively as long as they're in the outpost. So like, and then you don't have to worry about medicine. And then, so there's just like all these different tactics and things you can employ. The chat is asking if we have a gameplay trailer for this one. I don't know. Kuipers might be able to find something. Trevor, what else am I forgetting about this game? What else should people know about it? Anything?
Like the base building stuff is more upgrade from last time. There's quite a few different things you can do with that.
You can you can build your base up a lot more, right? Because you can
Yeah.
have a garden.
What about your treble?
You can grow. No, the treble just.
It's all about that
you,
base.
You can't adjust the treble, unfortunately.
No treble.
But yeah, you can I think you can have a garden too, right? And grow fruits and veggies and
Yeah.
like feed your people and.
You can have a cocktail lounge.
Clocktail lounge.
Clocktail, yeah.
Clocktails.
Tail.
Got to look out for those.
People in this world love clocks.
They have tails, you know.
Use the click on the tab and
Yeah.
then drag it onto the other tab. There you go.
There we go.
All right, we got a little gameplay footage here, I think, maybe. But this is State of Decay 2. Be careful, there's blood and gore, drug reference, intense violence, and strong language. You know, because nothing says strong language quite like the zombie apocalypse. Go roll that footage.
Come on, Kuipers.
Play it.
What's going on? Why don't wait on me? It's okay. Don't be afraid. So this is there's a dead person and then there's a pickup trucks. Now hopefully I can put my friends in the back of the pickup truck
Yeah, you
and
can.
drive around. Oh, look at the big gross one. Those ones explode and they have goo everywhere. So do you know, like, when you play this in co-op, is it pretty much just they're helping you earn resources, and then if they leave the game, it doesn't affect their game at all? Like, or,
I don't think so. Maybe there's.
like if they have to join your game and.
Yeah, I think, if you're joining somebody else's game, you're helping somebody else. You're not doing anything for your game, I don't think.
But it
There's got to be a way for you to get something. Otherwise,
Maybe
what's the
you're-
point?
Maybe your characters get experience or something from doing something. I don't know.
Because that's the thing. That's why earlier this week we were talking about it in Slack, and it's like, I don't know. Like, if there's not a real benefit to multiplayer, I don't know that I plan on playing much of it in multiplayer. But I'm curious to see what the benefit is. Because
like
if you're wasting all your time in someone else's world
Then
and
you're
it's
not
not
helping
actually
yourself.
progressing,
Yeah.
I
your
don't know.
world, that does not sound like a good time to me at all.
I don't know. For me, honestly, I don't care.
Yeah, but see, I play games to
Trevor,
actually
you
play
can join
them.
my game anytime.
I don't role play like some people.
I don't know. I enjoy video games, so I don't need to be advancing all the time.
But that's why I enjoy video games.
That's what
The
they're called.
advancement.
Games is the advancement of human game kind.
You're competing against the game.
Explode.
You must
I was
finish.
waiting for him to blow up.
I'm not. I am
There
very
it
curious
is.
to see what comes of this game. I want to know, like, like we said, what's the advantage to playing a multiplayer? One of the things that I think is really interesting about the game too is like if you all the people in your little colony have stats, and like some could be doctors, some could be builders, some could like they all have these different strengths, and if you can only have 6 of them in your colony, and like let's say you find somebody new.
You have to kill somebody off.
Well, not necessarily, but you have to kind of make a tough decision and be like, okay, I already got 2 doctors, you're a doctor too. I don't need you, and just kind of be like, I'm sorry, but peace out. That thing you saw at the end where you can open
better doctors.
where you can
So.
open the door. That's like a multiplayer thing too. So you could be
Yeah.
cruising around, your buddy like opens the door and just takes out zombies.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited to check this game out. It looks
Yeah.
like it should be fun. Let's get into our main story of the Eve 9. That's 9 Eves. That's also the name of my new post-hardcore metal band, Eve 9s. This story in particular comes from Ars Technica, but it's been all over the internet. And that is Cliff Bleszinski is shutting down Boss Key Productions. It was a good 3 years, Cliffy B. Now, if you're not familiar with who Cliffy B is, he is the creator of the Unreal Engine and Unreal Tournament and all that stuff back in the 90s and early 2000s.
He's got tons of money.
Then he also worked with Microsoft in developing and creating the Gears of War franchise. So Gears 1 through 3 at least were under his direction. Back when he was driving fancy sports cars and dating supermodels while developing the Gears games. Cliffy B has always been kind of a personality of the gaming industry and always kind of been this in a weird way, kind of that rudder that steers the ship and says where things are going. And like when Gears came out and it was very gritty and dirty and brown, all the games were very gritty and dirty and brown after that. UT introduced deathmatch and everything was deathmatch. But in the world of Jeremy games, which are Battle Royale in nature, which I enjoy them.
Such a good game, too.
Battle Royale in nature, I think that when they released Lawbreakers, it was another deathmatch, and
he missed the boat.
It just wasn't a deathmatch game that people aren't in that right now. People don't want to play deathmatch. Even Call of Duty, I think, is feeling some of that. People don't want to play those game
and it was
types.
trying to compete with Overwatch.
Overwatch, yeah.
And Overwatch, Overwatch kind of annoys me in some ways, but it has a lot more personality than Lawbreakers had. And
I feel like in Lawbreakers was a really polished game. You never heard people say, "Oh, this is crap."
Oh, yeah. I played it a bit. It was a lot of fun.
It's just not. It just wasn't what people wanted. I like the
Didn't hold
zero
people.
gravity stuff where you could shoot your
Yeah.
gun to propel yourself through space, and that was really cool.
Yeah, I had some really cool ideas, but
I don't know. Is there
And
much?
Radical Heights.
Well, yeah, that was kind of
Was
their
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 attempt.
Hail Mary there
Yeah.
because they had 5 months they put into that game, which it was pretty polished for 5 months. Of
I
development.
do think that some future game development is going to take some pointers from it, because I've said it before, but there are some ways that they changed the standard battle royale that really I don't know, excited me about playing even their very alpha game. So.
Yeah.
They are saying, though, that those servers are going to stay online for a while. They didn't say how long.
I think that Boss Key is located right in the same place where Epic is like the Fortnite developers are. So I have a pretty good feeling that a lot of these guys that are now unemployed will probably be picking up jobs
Oh, yeah.
for Fortnite.
Cliffy B was angry at that. They kept poaching his people anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a really
Well, his
easy
co-founder
transition.
went back to Epic.
Yeah.
So.
And if they've got the talent to put together that type of a battle royale game in 5 months,
Yeah.
they've
those
got some
people are
skills.
all
Yeah,
going
find a
to they're
place
going to get
somewhere.
picked up, no
Yeah.
doubt. Yeah.
Now, Cliffy B, did he say what he's going to do?
He said
gonna leave
he's-
games for a while.
He's leaving games.
Yeah,
he
he's
said he
taking a
wants to
sabbatical.
focus. He wants to focus on his family. He said.
It sounded like this was something that was completely unexpected. I saw there was one of the producers on the game had said something or someone had asked if there were going to be female characters added in, and he'd said at the current time there is no plans for that. And then a half hour after that, he responded to her response and said, "I guess or ever." Like he was blindsided
I
and
think,
didn't
they
know.
said some people found out by Cliffy's announcement on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't, and that's kind of messed up that he didn't send out
Yeah.
an email internally
I think-
before he
yeah.
announced it to the world. It's
Yeah.
screwed
I
up.
think there's obviously I mean, maybe there's something else going on. That.
How about they were hemorrhaging money?
Well, of course that was pretty obvious,
Yeah.
right? That's why the Hail Mary, and I think everyone knew when that game came out. Obviously, it was a Hail Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like, where did this come from? No one knew.
He's still. I think it's like anybody that has like this rise and fall kind of story arc. It's like he's still very like thinks very highly of himself. And you can and you can read that, like there's a whole paragraph in this statement that's just kind of Cliffy B, like me, like, and it's just I get it, whatever, to your own horn a little bit. You really did influence the game industry a lot, but it's that kind of sad story of the washed up talent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not finding his beat ever again.
But is there anything else, Kyle? Do you know in this article that you had that we overlooked or did we kind of cover it?
I don't think there was anything else that I had seen in there.
Okay.
But I mean, it's crazy the fact that like I don't even know what that would be like being someplace and being told like, oh, by somebody that's online, hey, you're out of business now. What? Mm-hmm. Like that just is. That's the most insane part, I think, to me, is that like he obviously. They had to have known things weren't good around there. So the fact that he wouldn't have gone and told his team beforehand
That seems kind
is
of
just so crappy. Like,
Yeah, it's a very selfish move on his part. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe Radical Heights could have been something, but I don't know. It's we will never know now.
Just wait. As soon as Fortnite brings in
BMX bikes.
maybe, but block mode, cloud or whatever it's called instead of a circle.
I hope they
into a grid.
I like that idea.
Or they add they already have vending machines in there now.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's already some stuff in there, but how long? That's only been a few months, I think, the vending machines. So, I think you're going to start seeing some of those influences.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. It's
so
a
it's
natural
just
progression.
Fortnite wins again. No. It's. I mean, and good.
I mean,
I'm playing more PUBG lately.
You do seem to like those games a lot, but I mean, Fortnite is absolute king. Like it's crazy.
No,
how
I like
that's-
Fortnite too. Absolutely.
It's crazy.
They're
how
different
that's,
games, though.
Trevor was the one that sighed and discussed.
Yeah.
Not Jeremy.
Well,
Here's why Fortnite's a better game. More people can play it and feel successful.
What's that mean?
It's an easier game to play.
What?
It's an absolutely easier game to play
I wouldn't
and
say
to
yes.
understand.
it's
It
different.
absolutely
I wouldn't
is.
say easier.
I would
It's
say I would
easier
say
to
it's
understand the mechanics of the game. It's easier to get in and out of a game and have fun.
Yeah. So it's a better game, is what you're saying.
I
I mean, if you're saying it's
It's
easier to
better
get in and
because
out
it's
of a
easier.
game, like
It's
here's
more
the thing.
popular because it's easier.
I think it's. I mean, it's
think
more
it's more
popular
popular
because it's free. Like that, 100%.
and you can play it on your phone,
I suppose
on
that's
any
true.
And it's
any
actually
type of
the same game on your phone.
That's very
and,
true.
Yeah.
like,
The free part helps.
I get what you mean because it's more intuitive. I wouldn't say it's easier.
I
it's
think
more
if both
intuitive.
games were free, Fortnite would still win.
Absolutely, because the parents
'Cause
are
it's
okay
easier.
with their kids playing it.
Well,
too, and it's not
I don't mean to like. I don't like the game just because I don't like playing it.
because you're bad.
I
at it.
do like it, by the way.
I'm bad at it because I don't really play it. But
Well, that's why you're bad at it because you don't play it. You
but
gotta play
I
games
just
to be good at it.
it's not that I'm bad at it. Why I don't like it, but like it does a lot of things right. It has like the aesthetic is very good. It's very fun. The building mechanics are very interesting. It adds a nice element to it, and I can't really come up with anything else. But they're doing a lot of things
Yeah,
right.
and
with
that's
that.
I mean, I
part of what makes it.
There's
fun to play.
definitely two different audiences, right? Like
Yeah.
your PUBG audience is definitely going to be like the type of person that's just like, I like guns, I like gun porn, I like shooting it, I like putting attachments on my gun, I like the bullet drop. I like to sneak around in my camouflage. I like to
It's
wear
slightly unfair there, but
I like
you
to
know.
wear cool mohawks and camouflage cargo shorts and I like gun porn. Did I mention gun porn? And so like I think that's like a big draw to PUBG is that it's that very realistic. It's like it's like based on an Arma mod. It's like there's all this stuff which I'm not. I know I was being a little rude, but I'm just saying like.
But it goes.
It's definitely
but that
catered
goes to Trevor's point.
that.
It's catered to people who want to feel like it's real.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that game is definitely longer stretches, and we've talked about this before. It's longer stretches of tense matches.
Yeah.
Where I feel like Fortnite, it still has that tenseness to it, but only like the last chunk of the game, like the last.
Oh, yeah.
Like
It's more
last
concentrated fun.
sixth of the game can be very intense, like all 30 minutes of a PUBG can be. So it's like.
I think it's something that people enjoy more because it's faster paced. It shrinks. It forces you into combat faster. It doesn't build up that tension in that same way that you're like.
But the combat is nowhere.
It doesn't matter that the combat is as good.
It's more simplistic, which I think actually leads to why it's more popular. I'm not trying to say that in a bad way. I'm just saying
I don't think the combat is more simplistic. I think you're using. I think the way you're explaining it is just a little bit flawed because it is simplistic in the way it is, but it still isn't like from a skill based standpoint. No, I'm not sure that it's different, but I don't think it's easier to play. That's
it's not easier to win.
That's the right way.
Because like the building just adds so much more complexity to it. The combat definitely is a lot more straightforward, just because you don't have the drop, you don't have you don't have the
and it's rubbery. It feels rubbery when you shoot. Like it feels like everything's kind of bouncy and like.
But like the
elastic.
building just makes it like. So
that
much
adds
different.
That adds
So
a different.
If you watch
strategy,
if you watch like a very skilled Fortnite player, like they're building at such a rapid rate. While they're
that's almost
combat.
more important than shooting.
Which is why I feel like I probably would be better at overall at PUBG than Fortnite, even though I enjoy Fortnite better.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say one wins or one doesn't, because right now, obviously,
they're both winning.
They're
really.
both good games, whatever.
I mean, one of them's making more money. Fortnite.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Because people are spending $10 every season.
Sorry, Kuipers, were you going to say something?
It's over now.
Oh, this moment has passed. I apologize.
Poor
Let's check that mailbag. Should we stick our elbows in there?
Check unheard messages.
Emails, voicemails, or DMs. We want to hear from you.
Mailbox number, please.
It's mail time.
First message.
Yeah, well, we don't got anything. That's normal. We just wanted to hear that bumper, though. We haven't heard in a long time.
It's been so long.
I forgot where it was.
Yeah. But
we haven't given up on you guys.
So if you want to leave us a voicemail, you can call 475-TUB-CALL.
Yeah.
Or you can send us an email to theloop@minuteatub.com. That's theloop@minuteatub.com.
You got predictions for E3. You got ridiculous things about the royal family that you want to ask us.
Predictions or redictions, whatever you got.
Yeah. Just all the dictions.
Dictionaries. Just call and read the dictionary to us. All right, but before we leave and discontinue this live stream, we must thank all of our beautiful and gorgeous and lovely and handsome, attractive, loyal Patreon peeps. That's right. All those people that, they wear their pants just a little higher than everyone else because they support Men in a Tub. And I just, I got to say thank
Maybe
you.
they wear their pants lower.
From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate all that you do. Now, these two lovely individuals you see here, God of Atheists, Jay Oliver, they're considered our co-producers. They're the ones, or higher. They donate at a $10 level or higher every single month.
There's other people though, and we like you too.
And we love you all, but these people are a little special. We try to help out, give you a little more credit just for giving us a little more money, because we know that it is not an easy thing to part with your cash, especially when we're talking about video games. You want to put that money where your mouth hole is.
You want to pay $20 more for a game, so you can play it 4 days earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What Trevor said.
It's true.
That's only $5 a day, guys. That's not that expensive. Just don't drink your latte, Eric, for 4 days.
That'll be so hard.
I know.
That'd be so hard.
Difficulties.
All right, everybody. It's been real pleasant. But, if you feel like you're going to have separation anxiety, like a spazzy little chihuahua, Just hold your urine in for another 24 hours, actually 23 hours, and we'll be back. It's not.
I mean, they could just go to YouTube and keep watching.
Sure, you could, or you could get a bladder infection. Whatever you want.
You could do both.
Choose.
Because you're watching and you can't go to the bathroom.
You can watch me fail.
You could watch from the bathroom and not have a bladder.
Oh yeah, go
playing Frostpunk. As soon as I get it uploaded.
Wash your hands.
Yeah,
when
once
you're
Trevor
done.
gets it up, you can watch. So we'll see you all tomorrow night for the Tubcast, where we're going to be talking about all sorts of things.
Yeah.
We don't
Lots
even
of
know
stuff.
yet.
Like
No, we know.
You don't even know yet.
Yeah, we know. You
Laurel and Hardy,
Yeah.
the talented artist Yanni, and so much more.
Yeah.
Prepare your britches
To get stitches.
to get stitches. Garter,
Or you'll get stitches.
garter your bowels.
Jeremy, you gotta work on that. I know you've been out for a couple weeks.
Garter
so
your
we'll-
belts? That's different.
I said your bowels.
Okay, that's... Why would you...
Jolliver just gave 77
77
bits.
Cheers.
The rest
for
of
Trevor
his
up.
dollar.
Trevor up. We should
Thanks,
get a, we
Jolliver.
should get a
A
little
t-shirt,
a
just
cap, like a ball cap.
Trevor up.
Trevor up. Trevor up.